Friends, welcome to bspsolutions.com. My name is Sumit, and I'm again here with my new video in Salesforce API development. And the topic for video is that how to integrate .NET with Salesforce using Metadata API. So basically, in this video, we are going to learn, or I'm going to explain you how to connect or integrate Salesforce Metadata SOAP API with C#.NET. Now, first, what exactly Metadata API is, and you might have seen this Metadata API whenever we download APIs, whenever we work with APIs in Salesforce. We used to get the different type of APIs. We used to have enterprise WSDL files, we have partner WSDL file, we have metadata WSDL file. So when you look for API WSDL in Salesforce, you will get an option here for metadata WSDL. So what exactly this metadata WSDL or metadata API in Salesforce? So metadata API is used to retrieve, deploy, create, update, or delete the customization information such as custom object definition and page layout for the organization, for your current organization. And for this, we can use metadata WSDL along with partner WSDL or enterprise WSDL. So in order to integrate .NET with Salesforce, will use this API because this API allows the application to manage the metadata of our application of your organization force.com instance. So what we need to do is, first of all, we require two WSDL to integrate with our .NET application, and one is the metadata WSDL and another one is the partner WSDL. And I have downloaded and stored both the WSDL file over here. So this is my metadata WSDL and this is my partner WSDL file. So after we downloaded these two files, and to download these two files are pretty simple. You simple right click and say save link as, and it will generate the partner WSDL. And in same manner, we can download the metadata WSDL and save it on our desired location. So I have already done that. Now the next step is to connect Salesforce metadata API with with C sharp. So now we are going to work directly on .NET. So let me create a new project in .NET. So I'm going to create new Windows Form application and click on OK. So it will create a new Windows Form application project for you. It will create a new project. Now the very first thing we have to do is we need to add reference of both the WSDL file in our application. So this step is similar like we used to add a reference for partner WSDL file or for enterprise WSDL file for integrating .NET with Salesforce using SOAP API. So first of all, I right click on my project and click add service reference, and in service reference click on advanced, add web reference, and I select my partner.wsdl. So this partner.wsdl will be as you can see, the location is of my desktop because this partner.wsdl it's added on my desktop, and I'll give this name as, I just change the web reference name as S Force service, S Force service. Click on add reference. So one reference is added for the partner WSDL. Now I need to add a reference for metadata WSDL also. So first of all, let that reference be added over here. So this reference is added in S4 service. So again, I right click, add service reference, advanced, add web reference, and I select metadata WSDL. So it found one service metadata, and I'll give this name as meta. So I'll just use the same name, exactly same name we are getting here. So I use metadata service. So I added both the reference. Now after adding web reference to metadata and partner WSDL, we'll have to authenticate with Salesforce. And for authentication, we would be requiring the username, password, and security token if needed. So for that, we need to write a code for the connectivity. Now, first of all, we need to design a form, and my requirement is I'm going to create a new object in my Salesforce using .NET, and for that, uh, I would be requiring a. Let me design a form quickly here. So first, I need a container. So I just add a container here as a panel, and so this is a panel. We can use a panel or we can use a group box, or it depends on the requirement. So I use a panel, and in this panel, I'm going to create, basically, I would be going to create one new object. So I'll give this F4, and I'll just change this text property label, and I'll just give this name as object name, and which object we would like to create. For that, we need to get the name of that object. So I just say, okay, so I'll just leave this as text one, and I would be requiring one button here, and its label I change as create create new object. So that's the way we design this form. Now, when we activate this form, and I can add a label to this also, object creation form. So my requirement is very simple. I would be getting input from user, and when whatever name user insert here and click on this button, it will create an object for that. So we need to test the connectivity for that. And for that, what I will be doing, first of all, let's click on the button click, and we need to add references to certain libraries first of all. And let me hide this component now because I'm not going to use it. And for this, I using what's the project name? So my project name is Windows Form Application dot metadata service. And just in case if you are getting this error, so we can resolve this out using Windows system dot windows dot form. Now we need to initialize certain variables. So here I create certain variables: protected string, session ID, get and get and set. So that's a getter and setter property. S4 service, S4 service dot S4 service is equal to null, and S4 service dot login result. This is just to show the login result is null. So I just set it null. We'll be going to test this later on. And in this constructor, I'll just I need to add one protocol. So system.net.service point manager dot security protocol is equal to security protocol. It should be security protocol type dot Now, as you can see, we are not getting any security protocol type. So I'm not getting any help for this. So for this, protocol, so I can resolve this by using system.net. So this library is added, and now we are getting system. So I'm going to secure it for security protocol type dot TLS1 security and TLS2 security. So once we verify the security, once we secure our application, I need to start the service. So I just write service is equal to new s4 service dot service, and login result is equal to new s4 service dot login result, and for login result is equal to service dot login, and here I would be using my username and password. So that's my username, my Salesforce username, and 123456, that's my password. So I'm passing my username and password. If you have security token, you need to pass your security token also. And so this will connect to your Salesforce appli. This will connect it will log in into Salesforce org using these services. Now we are good to start in creating a new object. So I just put it in a try and catch block, and catch exception EX, and message box dot show ex dot message dot to string, and here I'm going to get the session ID first. So session ID is equal to login result dot session ID, and there is a new object. So create objects. So this object we need to create actually, because this object does not this function does not exist. So it's a custom function. So I just write private void create objects, and this function do not return any value, and you can see error is removed. Now in this object we are going to start with catch exception EX, and we are going to start creating the we are going to write a code to uh, insert or create new object. So I just write metadata service empty data is equal to new metadata service dot metadata meta. So we are using metadata service dot metadata service, and M data service. So I'm using the same names, actually starts with M and all, so that we I can easily identify, I can easily differentiate the metadata service with partner services. So new metadata service dot metadata service, and now we need to get the I need to set a new session header value. So I just write M data service dot session header value is equal to new session header, and M data service dot session header value dot session ID. So that would be the current session. So login result dot session ID, and M data service dot URL is equal to login result dot M data server URL. So basically we are going to use the login the session ID from this login result, and the URL from this login result. So we got the URL, we got the ID. And now we are ready to create a new custom. We are ready to create a new custom object. So I'm ready to create a new custom object, and I'll give this name as my obj is equal to new custom object, and a string. I need to set object level. So object label is equal to, and the object label will be the same name we insert here. So I'm going to convert that. So convert dot to string and text box one dot text dot trim. I just remove the spaces from left and right side. If any trailing spaces are there, so I just remove the spaces. And now we are uh, ready to create the custom object. CO is equal to new metadata service dot custom object. Now we need to set this CO stands for custom object. So CO dot, because whenever we create an object, we need to set certain properties, like we need to space, we need to change set the full name. So I just write custom CO dot full name is equal to object label dot replace object label dot replace. So whenever it creates an object level, so I need to replace the space with underscore, and it will add underscore underscore c at the end. So if there is a space, or if there is if there is underscore, that would be replaced with underscore underscore c. So this we are going to plus underscore underscore c. So that's the okay. So we are replacing this now. The deployment status. So deployment status is equal to metadata service dot deployment status dot deployed. So whenever we create a new object, it asks us to specify the status, whether it's in development or deployed. So I just set as a deployed. CO or custom object dot deployment status is specified is equal to true. Then we need to add description. So I just add a description. Custom object dot description is equal to custom object created from C sharp using metadata API, so that we can easily differentiate the object with the others. And CO dot enabled activities is equal to true. CO dot enabled enabled activities, enable bulk API, enable divisions. So we have enable reports is equal to true. So by default, these all services are false. So I just set them true. And CO dot label is equal to object label plus s. That's a label. Label means because an object. So let me show you the properties, what objects we are talking about. So when I click on object manager, and if I'm creating a new custom object, so we need to set certain properties, like uh, label, plural label, object name, description, content name, type, record type, allow reports, allow activities, and so on. And that's the deployment status: in development, deployed. So these are the settings we are going to do using scripting now, using programming now. So I just said as and co dot sharing model is equal to metadata service dot sharing model dot read write. Co dot sharing model specified is equal to true. Now we need to add a name field. So that's a standard field we have to create. That's a standard field. So co dot name field is equal to field. is equal to my obj. Co dot name field dot label is equal to object label, and finally I just write co dot name field dot type is equal to field type dot text. So we can set the type also, co dot name field dot type specified is equal to true. So we are okay. So now finally we need to uh, upsert. So I just write upsert result and store into results is equal to am data service dot upsert metadata new metadata new metadata, and I just write the my obj. So that's a new metadata I'm going to insert. And finally, it will show a message box dot show that we have successfully created object, successfully created object, successfully created object, and which object? So object creation, that's the title, message box, buttons. So these are certain other properties, message box buttons dot okay, message box icon dot information. And also, and finally, if there is any error, we need to sort that error out. We need to display that error over. So it's perfectly fine. It should be here, comma. Let me remove these error that is coming. So double quotes, and this should be in. It should be like this actually, and it should be in double quotes. It's a message. Fine. Error is removed. And if there is any error, so we'll display message box dot show ex dot message dot to string. So we are good to test it now, and
This conference will now be recorded.
so we are ready to test it now. And let me save all and click on start. And when we are doing it, when we are running it first time, so it might throw one error message, and this error we used to get earlier also. So I'll show you how to solve out those errors. So see this. So I'm getting an error here. Invalid operation exception was handled, and the error is cannot implicitly convert type. So that's the error. So we need to sort out this error, and in order to solve this error, what we need to do, we need to open this project. So this project name is Windows Form Application 7. So I'll switch to Documents, Projects, Projects, Windows Form Application 7. Okay, Web References, S4 Service, and here just open this in a notepad, and and here we need to find out double brackets, and wherever we found double brackets we need to replace that with single bracket. So mainly you will find out two places, and you see it's removed now. So I'll just save this. You need to just save this and run again. So I'll just save that and run again now. And you can see we have successfully get the form. So I'll just name as text object and click on create new object. So uh, and so we got a message there that it's created successfully. Now let's go and check whether object is created or not. So as you can see, when I object manager, when I refresh my object manager, I can see a new object is created named as test object underscore underscore C. So this object is created successfully. Although this object will not be added, so by using tabs, and we can add this object in, we can display this object in any of our functional area like sales, service, or marketing. But that's the way how we can create a new object using metadata API. So that's all in this video. If you like this video, you can don't forget to hit like. If you have some queries, you can post your comments in comment box. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.